Johnny and Amber have been making the headlines ever since the defamation trial kicked off. One thing is for sure, we haven't witnessed such a nasty courtroom drama between Hollywood A-listers in a long, long time. To put this trial into a few words, it has been nothing short of a hot mess, with different perceptions of reality of the relationship on both ends. A new day, a new testimony, a new bit of truth from the past rises from the dead, and it gets even uglier than ever, especially for Amber Heard. Even though Heard won the libel case, this time it feels as if she and only she is under the line of fire. Things certainly do not seem to be going in her favor, be it her side of the story not lining up with the rest of the facts, the fumbles on part of her lawyers, along with the newfound evidence suggesting that Amber might have been the abusive one in the relationship. With yet another trial come more facts and evidence which steer the potential decisions of judges towards a certain direction. In one of the recent trials, a video of Amber Heard from 2016 resurfaces, where she faced allegations of abusing her ex-girlfriend Taysa Van Ree. Doesn't this seem as if the tables have turned for Heard? We're quite surprised by the irony of this situation. One fine day, Heard goes on to file a case of abuse against her ex-husband Johnny Depp, and 7 years later, the video of her abusing Taysa is presented in the courtroom. We're truly baffled by this set of information, and it's completely justified if you are too. Heard and Taysa dated from 2008 to 2012, a very progressive and bold step of the couple considering gay relationships weren't openly accepted until less than a decade ago. Heard was fully immersed in the relationship, so much so that she even adopted Taysa's last name, becoming Amber Van Ree. In 2010, Heard openly came out as a bisexual, mentioning that she did not want to tie herself to heterosexual labels and relationships. This piece of information also often came in the way of Heard getting lead actress roles, but she managed to stay headstrong even when people told her that her homosexuality would prove to be fatal for her career. So if the couple managed to withstand the public and the Hollywood industry disapproval, why was Amber accused and more so arrested for hitting her girlfriend in 2009? Now let's get down to business. What even was in the video? So the footage, it essentially dates back to 2016 where Heard is giving answers in the courtroom to the allegations of her abusing her girlfriend Taysa and whether or not Heard got arrested for an act of domestic violence that Taysa encountered in 2009. The incident occurred at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. The then couple were found to be arguing over something, after which Heard allegedly struck Van Ree on her arm. Does anyone want to know what Van Ree has to say about this incident? Van Ree surprisingly issued a statement where she mentioned that the incident was completely misinterpreted. Heard did not, as a matter of fact, abuse Taysa and that she was wrongfully accused for domestic violence. In fact, Taysa went ahead and blamed the officers who arrested Heard, calling them misogynistic and homophobic. According to Van Ree, the arrest of Heard was a true reflection of the disapproval of the officers of the homosexual relationship that Heard and Van Ree were in at the time. Taysa went on and expressed her disheartening for Amber considering the fact that Heard was being questioned again in the court for something that did not even happen in the same way as the officers perceived it to be. She also mentioned that she has nothing but deep-rooted respect for Heard, and the times they have shared together remain close to her heart. This is not the only instance of one of Heard's exes coming to Heard's rescue, favoring her side of the story. In the infamous Johnny Amber case, Heard's ex-boyfriend Alejandro Gomez Monteverde came forward and talked to the Daily Mail online about what his thoughts on Amber's abuse allegations on Johnny really were. He mentioned that he's almost certain about the fact that Amber wouldn't lie, especially if the allegation is as big as her getting abused by someone. Such an allegation is severe enough to damage someone's reputation and their entire livelihood, and from what he knows about Amber, she wouldn't just go around blaming someone if that didn't happen. He stated that he knows that Heard has a good heart, and so she's probably not lying about her allegations against Depp. Now, let's get back to what went on with Heard's arrest. Even though the actress got arrested for her misdemeanor, the prosecutor soon let her free merely with a warning because Heard and Taysa both lived in California back then, and the arrest had happened in Seattle. The police were asked that all the records of Heard's arrest be deleted on the basis of the fact that Amber was not convicted. She was only accused of domestic violence. This was done with the permission of Washington state law, and so all the information and the records were removed from the system as per the request made by a certain someone. Their name till date remains a mystery. Now, moving on to the trial of 2016. Heard was presented in the court where she got asked questions about the 2009 incident. Let's hear what she has to say about her behavior and the consequent arrest. According to Heard, there was absolutely no act of abuse or domestic violence on her part, and due to her innocence in the entire matter, the charges were dropped immediately. She went on and said that no physical violence had ever occurred between the couple, as reinstated by her girlfriend Taysa, and in fact, the charges were absolutely ridiculous. There was only a verbal argument going on between the two, which had nothing to do with any sorts of aggression or physical abuse. Of course, the video resurfacing raised a lot of questions, considering Amber filed a restraining order against Depp in 2016 on the basis of her supposedly being a victim of domestic violence by Depp. She had photographed her injuries and bruises, which Depp claimed were staged. It was only a matter of a few days after which people found out that this might not be the only abusive relationship that Amber's been a part of. But to their surprise, Amber was the predator this time. All in all, people wanted to find out the truth. They still do. Now, let's shed a bit of light on the resurfacing of Amber's past with Taser and the ongoing Depp-Heard trial. In an attempt to make Depp's case stronger, his attorneys brought the police officer of Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, Beverly Leonard, on board, who testified as a witness of whatever happened at the airport back in 2009. Leonard mentioned that she was, at the time, in the baggage claim department and she noticed Heard with another female. Soon, Leonard realized that the couple got into a heated argument which followed Heard pulling something out of Tasa's neck. When things seemed like they could potentially get rough and get out of hand, Leonard claimed that she went over to break up the fight. According to Beverly, not only she but her fellow police officers jumped in to pull the two apart from each other in an attempt to prevent any physical damage. When Depp's attorney, Camille Vasquez, asked her to give a bit more context and detail to what she saw, Leonard replied that Heard had nothing less than an aggressive attitude towards her fellow companion. Amber reached towards Tasa's neck and tried to pull Tasa's necklace out of her neck, after which she went ahead and hit Tasa on her hand. From the looks of it, Amber did not seem in the right state of mind. She seemed drunk and frustrated and upset over something. When asked about Tasa's reaction to all of it, Beverly replied that Van Rhee throughout seemed very much in control of her emotions and did not even once react in aggression. She did raise her hands to what seemed like an act of defense. Other than that, Amber was the only one showing extreme frustration or anger towards Tasa. Van Rhee didn't even have to protect herself too much, considering she's already 3 inches taller than Amber, so her height pretty much defended herself in a way. When asked what Amber's reaction to Leonard's intervention was, the police officer replied that it seemed as if Heard just wanted the officer to leave. She was rather dismissive and kept saying that Van Rhee and she were fine. What was alarming for Leonard was that she saw a rope burn on Tasa's neck. It seemed as if Amber tried to pull the necklace off quite roughly and with great pressure that literally left a mark on Tasa's neck. If nothing else, all of this suspicious scenario seemed like a call for help for Tasa. When the incident of 2009 resurfaced during the trials, Heard went ahead and blamed Depp's team wrongfully planting false allegations just to make Depp's case stronger. When Vasquez questioned Heard during a trial about whether or not she physically abused Van Rhee at the airport, Heard denied the allegations. Depp's attorney didn't stop here. She put up a follow-up question for Heard, asking whether she was aware that the entire incident was covered with the press. To this, Amber replied yes, since, according to her, it was an attempt by Depp's team to trap her. She claimed that his team planted this in the press right after she filed a restraining order against Depp. Vasquez was not done with the questions yet. She went ahead and asked Amber if Mr. Depp wasn't the only domestic partner that she had assaulted. To this, Heard once again denied any allegations against herself. What's interesting is that according to Amber in the 2020 libel trial, Depp had accused her of having an affair with her ex-girlfriend Tasa Van Rhee during an intense fight between Amber and Depp back in 2013. She claimed that Van Rhee gifted a painting to Heard while Heard was married to Depp. Considering the fact that Heard and Tasa had remained on good terms with each other even after the breakup, this seemed normal to Heard, but to Depp, it allegedly felt like a threat. So Heard mentioned that his reaction to the painting was to absolutely vandalize and destroy it. This wasn't it, according to Amber. Depp altered Van Rhee's name to Van P. to show his disgust and despise for Van Rhee. Additionally, it was also revealed in the court that when Depp sent a picture of that painting to his then-girlfriend's sister, she replied back with an immense appreciation for Depp's wordplay with Van P. and said that she couldn't stand or bear with the hovering vulture. Having been through so much as a couple, Amber Heard and Tasa Van Rhee still remain close to each other till this date. At least that's what Tasa herself claims. Her opinion on the Depp-Heard trials remains that it pains her to see Amber go through so much, and that it's unfair for Amber's integrity and character are being questioned by the entire world. For Tasa, Amber is and will always be the most brilliant, honest, and beautiful woman that she's shared more than 5 years of her life with. Amber's alleged abusive behavior towards Tasa and Tasa's statement in favor of Amber seem to contradict each other. As more and more stories about Heard's past unfold, the case seems to get more and more one-sided. But that is for the judge and jury to decide. Let's hope that once and for all, the truth sets Johnny and Amber free.